Learn English slowly and clearly. Listen, repeat, and feel the words. Repeat this video every day to improve your English. Healing emotions. Letting go, gently. Slow down. Take a soft breath. This story is about healing. Not the loud kind of healing. Not the dramatic kind. The quiet one. For a long time, I believed healing meant forgetting. Forgetting the pain. Forgetting the memories. Forgetting the people who hurt me. But healing doesn't work that way. Healing is not erasing the past. It is learning how to carry it without letting it hurt you. There was a time when my emotions felt heavy. Like I was holding too much. Too many words left unsaid. Too many moments replayed. I carried anger. I carried sadness. I carried disappointment. And most of all, I carried blame. Sometimes I blamed them. Sometimes I blamed myself. And both of those kept me stuck. Healing began when I allowed myself to feel without resistance. I stopped telling myself to be strong. I stopped rushing the process. I let myself cry. When tears arrived, I let myself rest. When my body felt tired. Because emotions don't disappear. When you ignore them, they stay. They wait. They ask to be seen. Letting go is not something you force. It's something you allow. I realized I was holding on to pain because it felt familiar. Because part of me believed that if I let go, the pain would win. But pain does not win. When you release it, you do. Forgiveness was the hardest part. Not because they didn't hurt me, but because forgiving felt unfair. It felt like saying, what happened was okay. But forgiveness is not approval. Forgiveness is freedom. It is choosing peace over resentment. I learned that forgiving someone does not mean inviting them back. It means removing them from your emotional weight. And then there was self-forgiveness. The part no one teaches you. Forgiving myself for staying too long. For ignoring my intuition. For loving deeply. I realized I did the best I could with what I knew at the time. And that was enough. Healing emotions is learning to be gentle with your past self. To stop punishing yourself for lessons you were still learning. If you are listening to this and your heart feels heavy, please hear this. You are not weak for still feeling. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are healing. Healing happens in layers. In waves. In moments of quiet understanding. Some days, you will feel light. Other days, the pain will return softly. That doesn't mean you failed. It means you are human. Let go slowly. You don't need to release everything at once. You don't need closure from others. You can create your own. By choosing peace. By choosing rest. By choosing yourself. One day, you will wake up. And the memory will no longer hurt. It will simply exist. And that is healing. Take one more deep breath. You are allowed to move forward. You are allowed to forgive. You are allowed to live without carrying what no longer belongs to you. This chapter is closing, and a calmer one is beginning. Stay here. There is nothing you need to do. This part of healing is about allowing. For a long time, I tried to understand everything. Why it happened. Why they changed. Why I wasn't enough. But healing did not ask me for answers. It asked me for presents. I learned that some questions do not bring peace. They only keep the wound open. So I stopped asking why and started asking how. How can I take care of myself now? How can I soften this pain? How can I breathe through this moment? That shift changed everything. Letting go was not a single decision. It was a practice. Every day, I chose to release something small. A thought, a memory, an expectation. Some days, it felt easy. Other days, it felt impossible. And that was okay. Healing does not demand perfection. It invites honesty. I allowed myself to feel anger without acting on it. I allowed myself to feel sadness without drowning in it. I allowed myself to feel love without attachment. That balance took time. I realized that emotions are not enemies. They are messengers. They arrive to show you what needs care, not what needs punishment. Forgiveness continued to unfold slowly. I forgave them, not because they apologized, but because I was tired of carrying their weight. I forgave myself, not because I was flawless, but because I was learning. Self-forgiveness felt like setting down a heavy bag I didn't realize I was holding. I noticed how my body responded. My shoulders relaxed. My breath softened. My thoughts slowed. Healing emotions is not only mental, it is physical. Your body remembers what your mind tries to forget. So I learned to listen to my body, to rest, to stretch, to breathe, to stop pushing. Peace began to appear in unexpected moments, in quiet mornings, in slow walks, in moments of silence. I learned that closure does not come from conversations that never happened. It comes from acceptance, from saying, "This happened. It hurt. And I am choosing to move forward." If you are listening to this, and you feel like healing is taking too long, please be gentle. Deep wounds need slow care. You are not late. You are not failing. You are becoming lighter. Let go at your own pace. You do not need to carry what is no longer yours. You do not need to stay in emotional pain to honor the past. Healing is honoring yourself. Take a slow breath. Feel your body. Where you are. You are safe now. This moment is softer than before. And tomorrow can be softer too. Stay with this moment. There is no rush now. No weight to carry. This part of healing feels different. It feels softer. After letting go, there is often emptiness. And emptiness can feel scary. But emptiness is not loss. It is space. Space to breathe. Space to rest. Space to become. For a long time, my heart was full of noise. Thoughts. Memories. Emotions that never rested. Now, the noise is quieter. Not gone. Just calmer. And in that calm, I started to notice peace. Not excitement. Not happiness. Peace. Peace feels subtle. It doesn't demand attention. It simply stays. I noticed it in my breathing. Slower. Deeper. I noticed it in my body. Less tension. Less heaviness. I noticed it in my mind. Fewer questions. Less resistance. Peace arrived when I stopped fighting my past. When I stopped trying to rewrite the story. When I accepted that some chapters end without explanations, I learned that healing does not mean forgetting. It means remembering without pain. The memories are still there, but they no longer control me. They no longer define my worth. They no longer decide how I feel today. That is freedom. There is a quiet strength that comes after healing. Not the kind that proves itself. The kind that rests. The kind that knows it will be okay. Even without certainty. I no longer feel the need to go back. I no longer search for answers in the past. My energy belongs here, in this moment. If you are listening to this, and you are afraid of what comes after healing, let me tell you something gently. What comes after healing is not emptiness. It is clarity. You begin to trust yourself again. You begin to listen to your intuition. You begin to feel safe inside your own heart. Peace does not mean nothing will ever hurt again. It means you know how to take care of yourself. When it does, you are no longer afraid of your emotions. You let them pass like waves. You stay grounded like the shore. Take a slow breath. Feel the space inside you. This is not weakness. This is balance. You have released what no longer served you. You have forgiven what needed forgiveness. You have stayed through the process. And now, you are lighter. Not because life is perfect, but because you are no longer carrying what was never meant to stay. Rest here. This chapter has found its peace, and the next one can begin with calm. Stay here a little longer. You don't need to move forward yet. You don't need to understand everything. This part of healing is about integration, about letting peace settle inside you. After pain, after release, after forgiveness, there is a quiet rebuilding. Not loud, not dramatic, gentle. I began to notice how different I felt in small moments. The way I woke up without heaviness in my chest. The way my thoughts no longer rushed. The way silence felt safe. This is how healing shows itself. Not in big changes, but in soft ones. I realized I was no longer waiting for something to complete me. I felt complete in my own presence. That doesn't mean I never feel sadness. It means sadness no longer controls me. I allow emotions to come and go like visitors. They arrive, they teach, they leave, and I remain. I stopped identifying myself with my pain. I am not my wounds. I am not my past. I am not the things that broke me. I am the one who survived them. There is power in that realization. Quiet power. The kind that doesn't need validation. I learned to trust calm. To trust days without intensity. To trust peace without fear. Because chaos is not passion, and pain is not depth. Depth can be soft. Love can be gentle. Healing teaches you that. If you are listening, and you feel unfamiliar with peace, that is normal. Peace feels strange when you are used to survival. But your nervous system is learning. Your heart is learning. Your body is learning. You don't need to rush. You don't need to prove that you are healed. Healing is not a finish line. It is a way of living. A way of choosing yourself. Again and again. I noticed something else. I started to respect my energy. I no longer gave it away to things that drained me. I chose rest. I chose honesty. I chose simplicity. And life became lighter. Not perfect. Just lighter. This is what becoming whole feels like. Not the absence of pain, but the presence of peace. Take a slow breath. Feel your feet on the ground. You are here. You are safe. You are allowed to live gently now. This part of your story does not need to hurt. It needs to hold you. Rest in this moment. You are not broken. You are becoming whole again.